Hello friends, we are beginning a series of videos on high performance computing. So this is the fifth video on the series where we will discuss about the basics of environment variables which are required to be learned prior to using the HPC. So in this we will also be discussing about the shell variable versus environment variable. Now, in order to begin, we have a Linux server, which is a virtual server, which is already running on this Windows machine, which I use. And I go to PuTTY and I put the address of that and run a client. I know that 192.168.1.100 is the IP address of that server, which is in behind. So I go to the change settings and make the font a little more bigger for students to see this properly. So we have our first terminal opened here, going to be opened. I just log in as my user. I have logged in here, and here I can show you the username. That is, I will echo $user will tell you that. The similar way, I will also run another client which is accessing the same place and same user, and which will look a little different when I change the appearance. Like now I make this run on a bigger font. So I also log into this as Joby user. Then I have logged in here also. Now see, remember that actually the process ID, whenever you open a terminal like this on the left hand side or on the right hand side, the process ID of each shell which we have opened can be seen by command ps. Same way, here also we can give process ID by typing this command ps. Here process ID is 1635, and on the other hand, here it is 1671. Now, though both are logged into same directory, you can see that it is the same directory and everything is same. User is also same. Everything is same, but they are two different terminals, have two different process IDs. This is called parent process ID, and both are running shell. You can see that the shell which is running is bash shell, born again shell, and here also it is same. Here also it is same. Now suppose I create another child shell by typing sh command. It has gone into that, and if you see the process ID of that, it is 1635 is the parent ID, 1707 is the child ID. Same thing here also. If I do a shell subshell, and if you see, you can see the parent ID is 1671 and current shell is subshell is 1709. Now So that in both the places we have now we have opened a child shell. Now suppose I say A is equal to 30 here, and if I ask what is the value of A, this is called a shell variable, normal shell variable. This will return. And if I ask here, what is the value of A, it says it cannot understand because they both are totally independent. It's like two different families. Now, I exit the shell and come back to the original shell where the process ID was 1635, and I ask what is the value of A here. It says I don't know anything about A. That means the A is also different in subshell and child shell as well as parent and parent shell. The same thing here also. Suppose I ask now, I ask what is the value of A, it doesn't know. Like it here also. Here also it didn't know. So both are called the shell variables. Now how to make something called an environment variable. What is an environment variable? You will see that now. Suppose I say export A is equal to whatever 50. Export is a command. Then this is now an environment variable called A. Is an environment variable called A, and the command is export A. Now can I know the value of A? Yes, like earlier we are able to see. Now if I go to subshell, can I see the value of this environment variable A? You are able to see in the subshell also. That is what is the environment variable, how it is different. Now, as I said, if I create here another variable called B, like 100, and if I ask what is the value of this variable B, it can return. I will go to a subshell, and if I ask what is the value of this B, it can still say. If I again create another subshell, if I ask what is the value of B, still it can understand. This is the difference between environmental variable and the shell variable. Here you can see that if you give a command called env, you can see, you will be able to see I can make the font a little more smaller for you to see it properly. You can see that you can see that all the environmental variables have come here. ENV when I typed. So entire screen details, everything is there. User is Joby, present working directory is this, client, and I am accessing from a machine Windows from 192.110 from a client of 192.168.36. You see that all those details are there. And what about the value of C, and what is the value of B? B is 100. That is what we were asking. So here in the Windows machine, you can go and see whether it is matching. If IP number it detected 36. So you can see IP config of Windows. So it is also giving 36 here. So now environment env command stores all those details. Here also same thing. Now if we give environment variables, you can see that A is equal to 50. A is equal to 50 is coming. And B is not here. Remember that. B is on the other side. B is here. So both are independent. Now, suppose you want this environment variable, a common environment variable between processes, then whenever you log in for a particular user, then it is better to put all these variables into the file called starter file, which is you can see that ls-a. There are so many starter files .bashrc. That is what we will put, and there is bash_profile. I'll prefer to put this in bashrc. See that I have put this thing here, and export C is equal to 100, which I had put earlier. Export C is equal to 100, which I had put earlier. Because of that, what happened? You should see now. Export C is to 100 was already there. So in the environment variable of the first shell, you can see the value of C was here. And here also, when you type, here also C was existing because it was already there in the startup file. So that is how you can define a common environment variable which reflects to multiple terminals and multiple shells. This also can be seen by a command called a set. Set is also a refined way of showing same thing. C is equal to 100. You can see here. Here also you can give a command called a set, which is also like env command. So you can here you can give a command. You can give a statement called env, then grep means search and get it. Grep C equals, I want to see C equal to 100. I wanted to see whether that was there. So it was there. So here also we give the same command, set grep C is equal to 100. See, it is there. So this is how the shell variables and environment variables differ. See you in the next videos. Thank you.